Alright, we're working on the SIG riser. Just wanted to show you what they have you do for your fuselage sides. You actually pin the triangle stock on to the balsa they gave you, and then you have to cut it out, which is old school. This kit was designed in the 70s by Bill Fleming. So a lot of the ways they build stuff back then is a little different than now. It's a pretty straightforward kit. We're going to make it electric. This is the kit you can get on eBay for 75, I think it's 75, and with shipping was $91 total on eBay, and they're still selling this kit. It's a good kit for the price. You won't find any other ones anywhere for that price. So we're going to continue building. Alright, well, you can see I got the fuselage sides finished built. I went ahead and put in my servos. A little unconventional way that I do it is I just hot glue them in there where they need to be, or I think they need to be. The plan shows these old craft servos right in the middle, so I kind of staggered mine a little bit. Servos are so cheap now that you can go ahead and glue them in, and if they fail, you just take your razor knife and cut them out. So we'll see how that ends up working out. The one thing that kind of concerns me is how long the nose is on this glider. That's a really long nose. So we'll see what happens weight-wise when we put the motor on. I went ahead and pre-cut all the holes for my firewall to fit my little A2212 motor. So now I just got to sheet the bottom and build the tail. Alright, well, we got the tail built. Pretty straightforward construction. Just lay out wax paper on your plans. I did all my cutting right over the plans with the razor blade. It turned out pretty decent. It's got some final shaping to do, and of course cover these pieces before you glue them to the fuselage. Also got the bottom of the fuse sheeted. Alright, moving on. Alright, so we got the fuselage finished up here. Just wanted to show you, they give you this big block here to make this piece, and half of it, about that much of it, is glued on in the instructions, which doesn't work for us because we're putting an electric motor on here. So I took some of the spare extra sheeting that I had left over from the kit and went ahead and made this little hatch here. Real simple. Take some of the spare plywood and the spare sheeting that you'll have left over, and make yourself a nice little hatch. Still needs to be sanded. Sand around the nose too. Shape it up real good. Shape this part as well. The fuselage turned out real nice. Real straightforward construction. A little bit more sanding. That's one thing this kit takes a lot of, is a lot of sanding. And we'll be ready to cover it. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys the hinges that came with the kit. They're little cloth hinges, and they'll be fine. You can see where they have them there on the plan. I always hinge one side, then lay it over right about where I want it. You want to leave that little gap up there, because your monocoat's gonna take up a little bit of space. You lay it over like so, and you can see where I marked it with my pen. You can use pencil. I try to keep the mark on the inside, that way when I cover it with the clear monocoat, the see-through transparent monocoat, that you won't really see it. So then what I do is I drill with a little drill through on the two outside points of where the hinge ends, and then a couple of holes in the middle, and then I take my X-Acto and I slice through the holes and clean it out. And it makes it so much easier to get your hinges straight through the wood versus shoving the knife through there and hoping you come out straight. So the drill works pretty good. We got to keep finishing up the hinges here, and hopefully one of these days we'll get to cover it. Alright, here's our little slightly modified Sig Riser wing. Instead of gluing the 1-inch trailing edge just to the back here of the ribs, I went ahead and cut my own little 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch balsa, glued it to the back of the ribs, and I'm going to go ahead and hinge this and make flaps. You can see the servo bay there I added. Then on the outboard I kind of did the same thing, thinking maybe I'll make them full length, but I think we're just going to go ahead and glue the stock on the outside wing once we glue these together. That way this one's permanent, and this one will move up and down. That's my modification for my Sig Riser wing to that, and I'm not going with hardly any dihedral out here on the tip. I want to keep my wing kind of flat, but I will be using the center dihedral when I glue the two wing halves together. So I'll still have some dihedral there. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to go ahead and hinge all this, sand it up, and I guess we better get to covering it. Alright, well, in true fashion, we're going to show where we got the motor. These guys off of eBay. I got two of the 822 1210T motors. The other one I put on the glider already for $19. Can't beat it. Look them up. They've always ran fine for me, and I haven't had any problems with them yet. So that's our motor plant, power plant. As you can see, we've got the fuselage covered. Workbench is a mess, as any builder knows how that goes. She's looking good. Push rods and everything hooked up. I don't really care for the hardware they give you, so I use some of my own. The only thing I did use was actual push rod tubes. And our little latch cover, and even covered that with the white monocoat. Our modified hatch. So I really like the colors. I got to get on that wing there. That's next. So we'll cover that. Come back, do some finishing up, and we're almost ready to go fly. Alright, here I just want to show you guys how I beefed up the trailing edge of the wing, because we don't have this glued on stock like you do here, because we're doing a flapper on. So I took some scrap balsa and just pieced it in on both of the wings. That way it gives that edge a little more strength. We got the wing covered, but ran out of green transparent
So I had to use some old scraps of some old green. Not quite the same, but good enough to get it done and get it flying. But I just wanted to show you how if you're going to do this modification, you should.
Alright, we got the epoxy setting, the wing glued together, the proper dihedral, looks pretty good. Hope it fits in the car. I think it will, but barely. You look at my dusty old 2x6 wing up here. See, that's got the dihedral on the wing tips. This one has a little bit on the wing tips, but hardly any. I wanted my wing almost flat. It's still got enough dihedral though where it should fly good. I didn't want the wing tips looking like that, so I kept them pretty flat. I'll let that dry and then cover the center section, hook up the linkages and the ailerons, and boy, I guess that's about it. All I got left to do is put the prop with the spinner on it that I got in a drawer, and she'll be ready to go. Now we wait. Alright, all the hard work has finally paid off. Turned out real nice. Balances out perfect. I'll show you that video next. With the 3-cell battery in it. Right here in the front. Since we went light on the nose, it ended up balancing perfectly with the electric motor on the actual front firewall. All that's left to do now is go fly it. The wind's blowing about 60 miles an hour gusts here today, so it won't be today. Hopefully tomorrow. Balanced out real well. The plans call for your balance point just behind the main spar. That's where we're at. So, judging from that, it's ready to go fly. Doesn't get much better than that. And that's with the 3-cell battery in the front.